wanting to be. Okay. Oke, jadi topik malam ini Days of Small Things ya. Tapi dari sini saya mau I want to connect it to something that I don't know if any of you have experienced it before, but I do get this a lot. I tend to, like there's a tendency for me to delay doing something that I need to do. Yeah, so it's a procrastination, right? The definition, as is defined in Oxford Languages, is the action of delaying or postponing doing something. And this is irrational. Why? Because it doesn't make sense, for us to do something that we know is gonna have negative consequences. We delay doing something, we know it's gonna be bad. But why? Why people do that? Well, it's not that I'm trying to find, mencari pembelaan gitu ya. But people engage in this irrational cycle of chronic procrastination because of an inability to manage negative moods around the task. So essentially, it's there's something that's mentally causing us to not do the thing that we're supposed to do now. So yeah, because of many emotional stuff involved, sometimes it's not really about the laziness, but there's something that's mentally blocking us. Perhaps it's emotional, perhaps we don't have the self-confidence, perhaps because it's being a perfectionist, we want things to be perfect, but we still can't find the right way to do it, the best way to do it, so tend to delay it. There's many reasons, but we can summarize it to be about the inability to manage the negative moods around the task. And here I want to bring a story about a figure from the Bible. It's about Zerubbabel. So during that time, the children of Israel had just returned from Jerusalem from their exile in Babylon. And they find Jerusalem in ruins and the temple destroyed. So the first temple was destroyed. And under Zerubbabel's leadership, they sought to rebuild the temple again. But due to political problems, it's delayed and the rebuilding was actually stopped, like completely stopped. And, Zerubbabel has spent so much time together with everyone involved to try to build the temple, but then it stopped due to many reasons, political problems and many people against it, and also people who see that there's not much value to having a second temple. It's not gonna be as good as the original temple. So imagine what Zerubbabel must have felt, right? But something happened to give him the encouragement he needed. So there's Zechariah. So the Lord gives the vision to Zechariah, and Zechariah passed it on to Zerubbabel. So you can see in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. Then he said to me, "This is the word of the Lord to Zerubbabel, saying, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts." So here I want to say that we can rely on God to help us to get through our mental blocks. And people tend to sometimes we are so engrossed in trying to solve things, trying to fix things, trying to make things, but we forgot about God, that we have our Father who we can rely on. When we're discouraged, when we're down, there's Him that we can count on. And so, because of these words, Zerubbabel decided to continue building it. So eventually he managed to complete it together with the people, of course, with the power, with the help of God, with God's hand. And so, don't ever underestimate ourselves. So, God delights in working great things through ordinary people. As you can see here in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10, for who has despised the day of small things? But these 7 will be glad when they see the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel. These are the eyes of the Lord, which range to and fro throughout the earth. So what I want to say here is, God, these 7 is actually referring to the eyes of the Lord. And the Lord is glad when Zerubbabel could eventually do it. And when they first started, after they returned from the exile, they started small. And in between, they stopped. Well, we can consider that as, as procrastination, a modern term. But eventually, Zerubbabel managed to finish it. And we can look in the Bible. There's many events where God worked through ordinary people to make great things happen, like David, Jonah, and many countless other figures. And I want to give tips about the procrastination that I read. There's a research about how we might be able to also beat procrastination, and that's to forgive ourselves, being able to forgive ourselves. And after that, we can, the research would show that it helped them to do better the next time, to procrastinate less. And yeah, as God would teach us, we learn to forgive others, but not to forget that we have to be able to forgive ourselves as well. And that's the end of it. Now, there's some questions here that we can use to reflect on. Have you ever experienced difficulties in completing a task or put off finishing it? And have you ever experienced things turning out better than expected? So I hope we can reflect together on this. Thank you. Yeah.